This is fun.
Very good.
It should be working, right?
It's
Ideal.
live.
Okay.
Did you share the new link in the
Yes, we shall. Yeah.
start?
Okay. Yeah, I said.
What's up?
Okay, very good morning, guys. And thank you very much for turning up. First of all, even you are busy with exams and a lot of other works. Thank you for turning up. And yes, we are missing the other people. So sad. And yes, today Isha is joining with me as well to part of the sessions. And she'll be continuing as your NST, as in previous term as well. So she'll be continuing this year as well. So the good news for everybody. And soon we'll be launching application for another NST position as well. This year we're going to have two NSTs. So you might have a chance as well. So we'll be launching applications soon and searching for people these days. And yes, that's it. So, and about the agenda, there will be few changes because it won't go in as in the very planned way because now Isha is joining with some sessions as well. So she'll be doing about VAT and some of the common mistakes you guys are doing when it comes to GFB reporting. So you can clarify everything about those things today. And since we have like a small number of people, we can go do this in a discussion mode. Whenever you have questions, you can ask, you can suggest your opinions, because we'll be going through the whole compendium as well. As financiers, we need to make sure we have like good understanding about compendium, even when it's not about finance exactly, it's still about the other facts we need to have clear understanding as financiers. So we'll be going through all the whole compendium until the chapters we wanted during last GA. Still, we are not finalized with the template yet for the last chapters, but the rest I sent all three of you the compendium. I'll send it to the rest of the commission as well. I send it to all three of you. So we'll be going through the whole compendium, and there you can clarify your doubts and even suggest new things if there's any where we can discuss during next GA. So that's how it will go. Yes, I don't want to make this boring by telling a lot of theoretical stuff. So we'll discussion way and just try to keep the energy throughout the day. Okay. And thanks again for turning up today. I hope you will stay till the end as well. Okay, then I hand over it to Isha to uh, tell about those VAT regulations. So important when it comes to Belgium. Yeah, I also need to get more information regarding the rules. And she'll be explaining about the GFB reporting as well. And yes, another fact, from next year onwards, ISAC International is going to move into GFB on a monthly basis, so not quarterly basis. It will be compulsory from next year February onwards, but from this month onwards, they are having this pilot fund. So it is better that we are adapting it from now onwards. Otherwise, when you have your new successor at the start of February, that person will find it like, and we are going to include it in the compendium as well. So in case those people don't fulfill it properly, your LCs will lose the membership. So it is better to adapt to these changes in monthly reporting, but we just have to make sure now we are doing it in a very proper way since we are reporting this to AI in monthly basis now as well. So that's why this session will be really important. She'll be explaining all the common mistakes you guys are doing when it comes to GFT reporting, and you can clarify your doubts as well. Okay, thank you very much. I'll introduce myself some more and talk something else after this session because she needs to leave as well. She has a lot of work, but still she came. Thanks a lot for that. So yes, you can start now. Thank you guys.
Okay. So I have covered VAT before during the February summit as well. I think there were some few finance members there and they know what I talked about. It's the same thing I'm repeating because that is all you need to know anyway. Uh, Yep.
Change the slide from
yes, I will. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you already know the topics of VAT and GFP reporting. So first one, obviously, why do we have VAT regulation? It's basically the extra added tax that you pay so that I mean, any goods or services you sell, you pay this extra tax, and government authorities can identify you as one of the NGOs in Belgium. Obviously, right now, what I need to talk about is, does everyone have a VAT number? Okay. In February, I had, I think, 2 or 3 LCs who still haven't started the process. So if you guys are watching live, I don't know, please, whenever you have your commission meetings or something, just discuss about this, just talk about this, because if you're functioning without a VAT number, then it's illegal, and the government can charge about 25,000, 50,000 euros just for that, because you're not supposed to work without this number. So please, as soon as you run to your local VAT office, your tax office, ask them what do they need. They will probably need bank statements from the past few months, financial statements and stuff like that. Yeah.
But weren't we supposed to look if we maybe have to get rid of our VAT number because we're under 25,000?
No, yeah, but that is for declaration. That is not for having a number.
Oh, just for having a number.
Yes,
okay.
every LC needs to have a VAT number.
Yeah.
Some still don't. I know a lot of you do, but some of them, I think GOB doesn't have one, but I'm not sure. So a lot of you still don't have that number, and it's the first thing you need to do is this. So if you need any help with this, then contact me, email me, whatever. Yeah. And now I'll talk about the full and partial liability, the declaration. So, yes.
You can turn it in your.
No, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. So all of you who have a turnover of more than 25,000 euros, you guys need to declare your VAT, your taxes, basically. This is a website that you need to do it on, and I guess you have already received transition on this. I hope you have. Great. Okay. If it is under 25,000 euros, then you have to show them proof every January that your turnover is not that much, so a copy of a bank statement is enough. Only your revenues, you need to show that. And again, you go to the same website and you upload that in so that they know that you come under this category and you don't have to pay any taxes. But for people who have to do, you have to do it every quarter. So again, that's January, February, March, and then April, you need to do it before 20th. Right? Yeah. I need some. Yeah. Okay. So this is clear, right? No questions at all. Okay, great. Okay, great. Now, you're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. DFB reporting. I had covered these points with your predecessors, but I didn't pay attention to my feedback or what happened, I don't know. But last year, after we received the first report, me and Melina, we went through those reports and we saw things that need to be changed, something that you need to report in a different way. Again, some LCs adapted to it and some didn't. So I again need to bring all of you on the same page. The first most important thing is that all the amounts that you put on the report should be excluding VAT. Please, guys, don't put the amount including VAT because that is your tax amount. We don't have to put that in the cost, expenses and income. That doesn't really make sense. So the first thing you need to do is calculate the amount without VAT. If you have an invoice where it is including VAT, and put that amount in there for your revenues and expenses both. Okay, now for the second thing, that is your service fees, the service fees that you pay. You get an invoice quarterly from the MC, right? And you have two kinds of fees, fee A, fee B. So you know what fee A, fee B stands for and what it does, right? Okay. Now, my main concern over here is basically, okay, so this is the kind of invoice you receive for, it's not in there. So this is what you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What have you guys done until now to report this as an expense in your GFP reports?
It's a separate thing in the GAB report.
Yes, it is.
You have to write the numbers without VAT here.
Okay. But that is not how you should do it. So I will show you how it works. Okay. This is where you put the amount, right? It depends on the month in which the realizations came. So this is, but not the entire amount goes here. So what I basically mean is that fee B that is divided into your products is a direct fee related to your exchanges. So that has to go up here. Okay, it's already divided and given to you on the invoice. So you just put that amount over there, and only fee A will come under the entity affiliation fee, right? Clear? So I hope now for monthly reporting, that is what I find in your reports, right? Okay. Clear, right? This is basically the most important thing that you need to know.
Do we not have to change it, or it's too late? For the
It's okay. The reports that we already send, you can't change it. So just from now on, we can make sure that I think you already sent in your monthly reports for
July.
For July, right?
Something.
Yeah. What I can do is I can just go through the invoices and make the changes. That's fine. So that's I can take care of that. But from now, so from just make sure that you do this. Okay. Yep. And this fee and fee B, you always put it under the month when the realizations have come in, not when you receive the invoice or when you pay it. Very, very important. Again, last reports that I received, I am missing people put the legality under other costs, but that is not where it comes, guys. Just read through what the account needs and then put your information in there, because even me, I don't know what those costs are for if you don't mention it, right? So just make sure that you know what you're doing, and if you don't, just ask. Okay. So these are the mistakes that I found until now. Any questions?
yes, about the third one, under the they have been realized, and not when you receive or pay the invoice.
Yeah.
So, I don't understand what we have to put in our fee tracker or
No. Just the amount. Your fee and fee B, you have the invoice, right? And you get the invoice in a particular month. Invoice is for the previous quarter.
I divide it by 3, or
no. So put it in 1 month where you have the most realizations.
okay.
So it doesn't matter which month it is. You need to see. So suppose you have 2 TNs in May, one in June, and then one in July maybe. So I would put it in May, and then all of the amounts you can put it in May. But you can see even where OGT and stuff like that was realized, and then you put it under that month, right? FA, you can just choose a month and put it, but I would suggest you choose the month where you have the most realizations. Put it when you get the invoice or you pay the invoice. Okay, yeah, that's it. And I am done. Why is okay? Yep, I am done.
No questions regarding GFB?
Yeah, because that reporting, if you are sending wrong information, it's completely our fault. Wrong information to AI. Any questions, suggestions, anything? Any help, whatever. You're not understanding stuff. I know their videos are not helpful. I don't do them myself. But again, with that, if you have questions, for example, this direct cost thing, it's very straightforward. The fee that you're paying obviously is a cost related to your product, not go as an indirect cost. The accounting is completely changed then. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
A question.
Yes.
Are we going to receive a feedback about this GFB, personal feedback? Or
I can do that.
Okay. Because we don't know.
Or maybe just a monthly report or something. So the next month that we know for sure that
you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What I can
Because
do
now,
is,
now I don't know what I did wrong or if I did something wrong.
okay, I think no, but I don't have the report here. I have the reports in there.
And also, where are we getting back from it and when? Like, is the report available for us?
No, this is the AI uses this information in order to build their strategies. So when they get the GFB reports from countries, they use those reports to make regional strategies and how financially the region is evolving. Do they need help? Do they have to support them and stuff like that? That is what they do with this. So we are not receiving anything except if you're really like not doing any exchanges, you're completely financially gone. That's when they will come in. But otherwise, you're not getting anything from them. But our responsibility is to provide them information. We should do that, right? Okay, we need to come up with a solution for the last report then. What do we do?
Yeah, or maybe the next report. There's another for me, but
okay. I don't know, maybe when you send it, I send you an email, but I don't know if, or a phone call or Skype, I don't know, something. You send the report and then I go through it and then we talk, either a call or whatever. Whatever is convenient. Yeah. The next deadline is 10th of August. Yeah. Okay.
Yudvi said for July, not yet, right? I got like 2, 3 already sections, so it's easy for.
Yeah, monthly is easier. Yeah.
And I'll show the format. This is actually the GFB report that we have sent into AI. It is kind of different than what we are sending to the LCs. So we take information to that blue tracker. We are getting all the information and then we consolidate back to this thing. This is like another recent implementation from AI to change it into this. Otherwise, it was the same one we were using the to send to AI as well. But now they're using this. It has this all like automatic drop-down arrows for the countries, currencies, and their codes, etc. So we are filling this from that. From this, they are getting information, and they use this even to rank the entities. So even our rank depends on the information you guys are submitting. So, yeah, for other functions like IGV, OGX, IGT, for that it's clear it's available on XPath. They can log and check the numbers and put on the rankings. But financial information we need to submit through these reports to AI. So that's why it's more important. Okay, so that's about the first session. Thank you, Isha.
Yep, you're welcome. Putting our slides in this?
We'll have to put this from this to share.
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Actually, Read both now, this and this. Maybe you can copy it to this first. This folder called August Summit.
Which one is the?
No, copy the whole folder.
Finance standards?
No. Picture one. Okay, guys. So before moving into the ISEC 2020, I'll just brief about myself because still I didn't have time to introduce myself for you guys. Even I met you guys here and there, still time. So I'll introduce about myself and also about this role as LCVP Finance Law. Okay. So I'm Masiri, and yes, I'm from Sri Lanka. ISEC for around 3.5 years now. I started as a member of IGV because in Sri Lanka, IGV is like the main function. Yeah, so they do around 1,500 from IGV. So it's like the co-function for them. And yes, so and as LC, we did around 150 IGV. Like totally, usually our LC do around 250, 300 exchanges. And this year, 2 of our LCs managed to come into top 10 global. So yeah, that was like the background I was coming from when it comes to ISEC. So I found it's like a lot of weird when it comes to the dedication the members showing here. Actually, I myself can like motivate only my commission. It's hard for me to have sessions for CPs and motivate them and tracking them. So I'll be working mostly with you guys. So I just want to motivate you guys to bring up some energy level to ISEC in Belgium, because I think as an entity that is existing for more than 60 years, right from the beginning, as a founding entity, ISEC in Belgium can do a lot. If Sri Lanka is quite a small country, and ISEC was presented there around 20 years, exactly 21 years now. So this year it's 1,700 something the exchanges. It's it was ranked as 12 out for those huge countries. So it is not about the size of the country or number of members you have or number of LCs. We have only 4 LCs as we do this year. As last year I was the LCVP for expansions development in Sri Lanka. So there we managed to have 5th LC after 10 years gap. So now we have 5 LCs in Sri Lanka. Out of 5 only we do like 1,700. So it is possible. It is all about the mindset you have towards this organization. It's a commitment. When it comes to conference also, we usually shortlist the delegation, but here we try to find out people to come to the conferences, but there we need to shortlist. We tell LCs, you only have 60 slots, you can't send anymore. But usually they send around 100, but we need to shortlist and select 60 out of those people, and we managed to keep it around 400 somehow. But it's tough. So like the understanding and the importance of this organization. Now, if you take like for ISEC in Belgium, MC, you guys get applicants from all around the world. You get applicants, like 30 applicants was there for our term. Throughout all 3 rounds, there were around 30. But when it comes to the MC's application in Sri Lanka, it's like very few people applies, and mostly from Sri Lanka itself, few from international, because a lot of people likes to work there. And you get like a lot of big profiles to the MC as well. Like the experiences they have in terms of ISEC is like so much than the other countries, especially ISEC in Belgium, because this is one of the financially very strong entities like in whole ISEC network. This has like one of the highest MC salaries in ISEC network as well. So that is why a lot of people apply to ISEC in Belgium as MC. So you, like in our MC, we are 9 people from 9 different countries. So that is the advantage like none of the other countries getting. So as an organization, as the HR, we have like strong talent and knowledge and experiences in the organization. But what we are missing is the dedication of the members and their commitment. It is what I see is mostly that they don't know the value of going ahead with the organization. Because one other thing is like even we have around 30 applicants to ISEC in Belgium. Very limited number of applicants from Belgium itself. From the universities here, it's like very low. So that is because they don't know the value of coming up to this position. Like for example, like for me, I'm staying outside of Sri Lanka, and I am dedicated 1 year of my life where I can complete my master's, so start another job in there, or to establish more in terms of myself. I dedicated that to ISEC because I know even I spend this year also doing only ISEC, the benefit I will get in future will be higher than a person who will just start working somewhere in a big company, maybe even in Microsoft, UCB, I don't know, even in a huge company, working this year in that sort of company or doing masters. The benefit I'll get working ISEC started in 1 year later than other my colleagues, the benefit I'll get will be higher for sure. We all know that's why you have like 9 people from 9 countries applying here, which they know the benefit of working in ISEC for another 1 day is not going to be a waste. But the problem is most of the members don't get a clear understanding about this, or they don't know, like they don't accept that fact the experience here matters a lot. So that's what I need you guys to communicate to the members. And yes, for your LCVP finance and legal role is like one of the highest roles when it comes to EBs as well. It's mostly in parallel with LCP role. So you guys can influence them a lot as LCVP finance is not only managing cash flow and stuff, invoicing and stuff, but you can educate them and motivate and build a huge, big pipeline. Because we know in 3 LCs, now we don't have LCVP finance, LCP is handling that role as well. So MC, it's hardly we can find the person from this network itself to apply to MC. Because that might affect as well. For example, now for me to do in MCVP finance and legal role in ISEC in Belgium is definitely a challenge. Everything, the system, the language, the regulations here, the laws, everything is new. I need to learn everything. But still I took up that challenge and start. But for a person from here to do these things won't be that much difficult. But the experience that person can get from this role is like a lot of experience. The connections they can build with the companies is a lot. But you need to take that next step. I really can't figure out the exact reason why they're not taking this step ahead and try to focus more on the studies. Need to forget about the studies and do ISEC all life, not like that. Even I completed my degree and mostly beginning of next month I'm flying back to Sri Lanka as well for my graduation for like 1 week. So we need to focus on studies as well, of course, and I did CIML along with. But I want you guys to understand the importance of doing ISEC and being an ISEC, especially being an ISEC in such an amazing entity like ISAC in Brazil, because you have a huge alumni network. So whenever you go out as ISAC, you have a lot of opportunities with those people, but you need to perform, and it's better like to perform in MC level to get some recognition in alumni network as well, of course. So try to experience all those roles in ISAC. I really want to see a lot of people apply for my role after this term. I want to have my successor from this network among you guys. So I really believe you guys will like that. That's one of the main motivation I have in my plans as well, to have my successor from the, and also to encourage other members to apply to other roles as well. Because even when it comes to the exchanges, we have been stagnated around 200, 300. One reason is definitely the motivation level of the members, and also, even though that is helpful to have MC from international candidates, that might be different when you have MC from your own country. The motivation you are getting from those people, the motivation members getting when their own people speaking as MC might be different as well. I don't know how much that will be effective, but that might be influence you than the people from another country speaking to you guys. That impression might be different. So that's why I need to see at least by 2020 MC that is mostly filled with people from this network. That was another reason I see in ISAC in Sri Lanka, because our MC, we had 14, 13 was Sri Lankans and one was Indian. So when we are talking with them, we talk to our people from our own LCs with the experience we got from our LC experience. So there we can touch them more, all the small aspects we face during the LCs, because we know the reality of the entity. Even though we have a lot of ISAC experience, when it comes to the entities like ground reality, we don't have experience. None of us have that experience. So that is why always better to have people from your own network. So already we had a lot of years without people from this country. I think we spent too much time without having people from this network. So we need to start pretty fast. So the next term, I think we should start from the next term onwards. So I believe you guys should keep this words in your mind and apply next year. And yes, and about my role, then again, as I said, I started as a member in IGV, and then I applied for CVT Finance in MyLC, and then I applied for MC role. And talking about MyLC, it had a huge debt, a huge deficit. People, it has lost, right? Huge loss around 400,000 Sri Lankan rupees. That means more than 1,000 euros. It was a huge loss we were in. But again, by encouraging members, by doing a lot of functions, doing a lot of investments, we managed to overcome that loss. It was a huge loss that usually it is very hard to recover from such a huge loss within 1 year period of time. But we managed to do it because we knew that if we are not going to achieve that, we are going to lose our membership. And the ownership the members have in the LCs there is so much. When they know your LC is going to lose the membership, they will do anything. They work nothing in that year, and we somehow managed to regain the full membership. So I had a lot of hard time as LCVP, and because of that only I managed to get into Sri Lankan MC as the MCVP for expansions development. So there I was mostly working with all new entities, and I started ISAC in a very new university as well initially, and even now they are doing a lot of exchanges. The initial recruitment in there were around 200 plus applicants. Within one day only, I had to do 100 plus interviews. I was exhausted. I skipped my lunch, evening tea, nothing. I went there at 8 a.m. and stayed there till 6:30 p.m. and did interviews continuously. And out of those 200 plus people who came for the interviews, we managed to get only 30 people, because we said that it is a criteria when you are starting ISAC newly in an entity in Sri Lanka, you can have only 30 people. So they knew that we are only going to take 20 or 30. For that 30, we had huge queues of applicants for the interviews. they were waiting from the morning till evening, and there were still people who couldn't participate for the interviews because you can't interview 200 people within one day. We did around 100 plus and went in another day for the rest of the week. So there were people who stayed till evening and who couldn't come for, who couldn't get a slot for the interviews and came in the next day for interviews again. So that is the dedication they have. So now they have around 50 members by now, and they're already operating well. So I have been working with entities that have like CEO exchanges because we started ISAC newly there. We're being up to do like a lot of exchanges. So I hope that I can contribute with that experience as well to enhance the exchange performance of these entities. But I want to use my LCVP commission as the main touch point for the members, right? So as LCVP financiers, you can do a lot for your entities to exchange their numbers because it directly affects the finances. So you can boost your VPs. It doesn't depend with the country. I guess this is all ISAC. So it is just the way you are seeing this organization. What I feel is that the members here has not recognized the value of this entity yet. The experience this organization can add it to your CV, right? So yes, that is about my experience, and now I'm here as your MCVP, Finance and Legal, for a very new and of course a challenging experience. But I know I have a great commission, so I'm not worried. I hope you guys will support me with all the things. Now we can move into ISAC 2020. So these highlighted areas in dark green for this 2017-18 foundational projects where we need to focus mainly on. As Finance Commission, we should focus on strategy number 5 always. I hope you guys are aware about that. And there we have finance standards implementation and accounting software. And the finance standards, I'll go through all the standards and checklist if we have time after this or after the break. Yeah, we are going to talk about compendium as well. Now we have a compendium, that's another good thing. So yeah, we have some document to guide the LCs and members, so that is really good. And accounting software, now we have Waves. Hope you guys are doing good with Waves. But if you have any doubts about the Waves, still you can clarify mostly with Isha because she has been working with Waves, or else with Micah, because I haven't used Waves. They are using QuickBooks. But in my LCVP term, that's like 3 years back, we didn't have to use any software. So after my term, only we implemented QuickBooks. So I'm not so familiar with Waves anyway. But still, I can help you. If you have any doubt, just let me know. But I hope you guys are doing well with this. So how is it going? Are you using that for invoicing already? Yes.
But we talk on Skype.
Your accounting,
and we will implement Wave for the next term.
Yeah.
But we will train with Wave in parallel this term.
And you have some problem with your fiscal year. It's registered in January or something.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, but it's better to start using and to your success as well.
Yeah.
Because that is one thing AI is so strictly focused this term as well. As an implementation of accounting software and move everything out of those spreadsheets.
I still have to use spreadsheets because we have a mixed VAT.
For you, it's
so we are trying to change it, but we are looking for the how do you say in 2013 they made a deal with the VAT. Men, I don't know, but they don't they don't have it anywhere. So we're trying to find the deal and I don't know. But I have to do accounting in Weave and in Excel sheet.
Yeah, it's fine, but at the end we'll try to move it to a totally online system. And then it comes to MC, we are using this Exact Online. I don't know you guys are aware about that. In MC, we can't use Waves or QuickBooks either because of the rules of Belgium. If we have like different rules, that was something really confusing for me because I was suggesting in my application as well to move this into a common system where LCs and MC both can use. But then I figure out Belgian laws are different than anything. So here they need to use Exact Online. It's a Belgian software.
Yeah.
So they're using that for MC. That's why I'm not familiar with this, because I don't need to use for MC side. But for the invoicing, we were using mostly Word, but I'm trying to learn Exact Online to use invoicing, but we need to pay for Exact Online. That's the other part. We are right now paying 30 euros monthly, but to have this additional invoicing option, we need to pay another 30 euros monthly.
For
Invoicing option, yeah. So that is a lot of money, but still, but I was having discussion with Michael these days. That might save the time we are having with the accountant, the Michael, because the time he's spending to clarify those invoices might be less if you are using invoicing from Exact Online. So even that 30 euros might be cheaper than paying money to accountant. So I'm trying to use that as well. So towards the end of the term, like all Isaac in Belgium will be like digitalized accounting area. We have like everything in one specific software. So that will be helpful. And I will be searching the opportunities to like have consolidated wave account as well towards MC and LC. But that we need to see with the time, because we anyway have to use Exact Online. So I need to see how feasible it to use Exact Online thoroughly with waves. That might be confusing for me. So we'll see about that. But as LCs, you guys can like totally move into waves towards the end of your term. But for you guys, I think you can use it now onwards, especially for invoicing, you are using it, right? So for invoicing, are you using it now onwards, or is it from next year?
If you do your invoices right now, do you use Wave or
No, not yet. But we will, since in September, we'll try.
Yeah, yeah. If you have doubts about that, you can talk to me. Because it's better to use Waves for invoicing, right?
I
It's
also have
easy.
an app, so I can see when they viewed it and everything. So
Yeah, do you even know when they pay or
Yeah.
it's late and stuff like that? So it's
Exactly.
helpful.
That's the best thing in using software for these things than spreadsheets, because you can track easily, and even when you're on your way, you can send the invoice as well if it's in the system using your phone, and you won't miss anything there. And a lot of once you do one invoice to a particular company, everything will be in the system. So you just have to maybe enter the amount next time. So that is will be easy. So let's try to adjust it to that system pretty fast. And yes, that's it about the accounting software, and about finance standards we'll talk later, but I have another spreadsheet I want to show you guys. Excel file global. Finance and legal, it should be somewhere. Okay. I don't know how visible this is, but it is fine. I just want to give you guys a brief idea what is AI is going to implement under each area. This is mostly like explanation of the previous slide I showed. It's the same stuff. We have this business model, Isaac Visa, organization health model, and financial information. Same 4 categories that is under strategy number 5. Like they have some information for MCs and to AI what to implement exactly under each term. So for 2016-17, we had the implementation of 100% of financial changes related to Isaac for Youth, transition Isaac for enablers. This like business model concepts mostly it is designed by AI. So we just have to implement what they say. We can't like create stuff for this part. So Isaac Visa, this is something that like all the countries are focusing on, because that is something that we need to deal with the ministries. But when it comes to ISAC in Belgium, we are doing really good with this part because we don't have that much of issues when it comes to visa. 100% achieve this as well. For some countries, we still have issues. It takes some time. We need to show clarification. For example, in case if we do any IGV projects where we need short-term visa, the regulations here are tough to get short-term. For IGTs, when you have to get long-term visa, it is quite easy, kind of easy, because we are the partnership we have with the ministry. It is kind of easy, but to get short-term visa, still the regulations here are tough. They need to show a lot of cash in their accounts for intents to come, so that is still lacking. So that is why this is still an area we need to improve on. But for example, the countries like New Zealand, they have this very recently, like 2 months back, they managed to get this specific visa called ISAC visa. So once they have it, they can easily bring down intents. So that is like the ultimate level we can go with this thing, to have a specific category like ISAC visa. So we still haven't achieved this. And organizational health model is mostly with OD model. So we are going to implement OD model from February. Exactly, it is in the compendium. We can check it in the evening. So we are going to implement OD model from February onwards. But still, we need to make sure like members have the right mindset with this change, because when OD model comes into implementation with the clustering systems, there will be LCs that can't do IGT anymore. OGV, they should adjust to these operations. Have you guys aware about the OD model, how it's going to affect and all? Yeah. So you know that some LCs will have to stop IGT in the middle, so they need to do something with the account management with the partners they already have. So that will be kind of tough to like keep the companies in touch, but not doing any realization, because it is illegal if you do IGT once the OD model is implemented. If you are not, it will be affecting your membership as well, because this will be something in the compendium. And also it involves some financial as well, how many monthly reserves you should have to stay in a specific cluster, etc. So as financial CVPs, you need to aware about those numbers in order to take QLCs up in the clusters. Will be affected actually after your term from February onwards, but as the entity, you guys need to build that mindset for them. Otherwise, it will be tough to adapt it again sooner in February once they elected. But this will be really effective to exchange performances in the LCs. That's why we are going to implement this from the next year. All those performing LCs already have OD models. That is something boost in the exchanges. So this will be like some motivational factor for members to achieve more numbers, because they need to move on the clusters. For example, LCs who are doing really low numbers in OGV, they need to do a lot of OGV in order to move up in the cluster and start to get permission to do IGT. So that will automatically boost their do more exchanges. So that is like the mindset behind having this model. And then financial information, it is again about having a common accounting software for entities. That is like we are doing well so far. So when it comes to finance and legal side, actually we are achieving really well to achieving roadmap goals and achieving towards ISAC 2020. We are doing it really well when it comes to finance and legal, but there are a few more areas in the standards where we need to improve on, that we'll be talking later on. Okay. So that's it. Do you have any questions regarding ISAC 2020 specifically? No. Okay, then great. We can have like small break. Water break maybe. What's this?
Finance standards. What's next?
Yeah, basic finance.
I covered this in February.
For them?
Yeah.
Have you
In
sent it?
detail. No.
February.
They were members, so I don't know if they did something about it at the point, you know.
Then you can do that one. Yes. Have you?
I know the finance standards, but the issue we are is we give them information, but the problem is them actually implementing it. I remember when I was giving my session.
You explained the checklists as well. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I even gave them the link where they should go if they have questions, if they need to see the checklist. I told them make an Excel sheet, download the checklist, I put different sheets, download the checklist and see what you're fulfilling, what you need to do. Some people even know that invoices are to be handled by finance. But Checks doesn't do it. And I say, it doesn't do it, it's you.
So can you explain the checklist?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, you do it.
No, then I can go to Compendium
It's
now
your,
and do it in the.
It's your work.
No, you do it.
No.
Because I haven't explained it before. I haven't explained it.
You haven't explained it before.
You don't know?
What it is.
For the lunch, is it something planned or not?
Not yet.
Okay, we'll buy a sandwich outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's see whether Bo has any plans now, but so far no.
Okay. And we have some viewers on the webinar.
We died.
So where can we?
Where can you see that?
Normally, I think it's here. Yeah, the one.
Yeah, there's no one. Great. Awesome. We went live for who?
My LCP wants to join us on the stream, live stream for midday to 1 p.m.
Okay.
for the session.
For Compendium maybe?
Yeah, that's it. He will be present.
Is it from 1 p.m.?
It's
1 we are going to have lunch.
from 12 to 13.
Yeah, but we are covering standards right now. So Compendium is in the afternoon. Yeah. Online in the afternoon then.
Okay. I will tell you.
We have to do it like more clear Compendium. I was just thinking going through them and having a discussion about Compendium. I think Miriam is waiting for Compendium session.
Yeah, maybe she can just go to the live stream for the LCP, you know? Maybe it's for the LCP.
C'était à propos de Isaac 2020.
No, I created the agenda. I just wanted to have some discussion about Compendium with them. But now they're expecting that we like.
Et donc on va commencer. Ah, ok, c'est ça que tu voulais voir?
Ouais. Et le truc sur le Compendium, mais je pense que c'est l'heure d'après.
Oui. About the compendium, it will be now or
in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, ok. Je te préviendrai quand ce sera le compendium.
Mais normalement, les liens ne devraient pas changer, mais c'est juste qu'ils n'avaient pas donné le lien
Telling
de la
that
chaîne.
it's mostly a discussion having with CVPs.
Ok. Attends.
Tell him like mostly it's a discussion having with you guys just to go through the compendium once with all the commission, not that explaining everything in the compendium again.
On va tout réexpliquer de A à Z pour le compendium.
Ouais, ça va, ça va. Regarderai ça.
Nickel.
J'essaierai d'être en même temps.
Ok.
Parce qu'il y a Mo, il dit viens regarder, couche.
Tu viens de venir, mon gars.
Ça marche bon, c'est en cours.
Ouais, je te préviendrai, ça marche.
Ça marche, envoie un message.
Ouais,
À tout.
Ouais.
What is it?
The same thing, like
Oh, this is the short version of it.
it has the checklists as well.
Yeah, but the checklists are explained in detail.
You use that and explain later.
Because I did a full thing for the February summit.
Then it's better that you are doing it. You will recap it and can have more points. Do it together. Like.
Okay.
I really need to go through compendium now. I didn't know they were waiting for that this much compendium. We didn't even send the compendium. Loading.
No, that's okay.
We can't even do any energizers. We don't have enough
You
people
can't do
to do
anything with
energizers.
finance interesting actually.
We can do some energizers, but just 3 people. Yeah, some stuff. Who is the person who wants to leave earliest? You said around what time is feasible for you?
I have to work tomorrow. I thought we had to sleep here as well, or we could. Yeah, no, but so it's okay for me. I think maybe my last train is 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very late, so it's okay.
Yeah. That's an invite one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I think I had arrived here with Magali, so I don't know how late she's going to leave, but probably right after.
She's in PM track, right?
No, marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah, Eileen was here, but
Yeah.
it's Magali. The other girls we went with 3, but she has to leave early, and I don't know how late Magali is going to leave, but probably after the session.
Tomorrow's track is not relevant for us. It's mostly the trainers. Marketers. Yeah.
You will be there tomorrow? No.
Come to you at what time you want to do?
I have to leave just after the last session, or maybe I will go back home with my brother. I still don't know yet, but around 6 p.m.
The last session is around 6 p.m.
Yeah.
We don't go till that late because that budget game and stuff to do that. We need more people to have all the budgets and then have discussions about all the budgets and the other people pointing out what are the changes we can get into. We'll definitely do it without 3 budgets. We need to do it. It's that other people will miss it. We can't have you guys turn up, so we need to do it with you.
For members in our LC. Have any members who've continued?
I don't have any.
No one. They have covered all this in February and. So we'll have to recruit again.
No, I don't. This year we're not doing any members. Just trying the trick without membership.
Oh.
Yeah, I am alone.
But even if it's not necessary, it's nice to have some members.
Yeah,
And
it's
someone to follow.
Yeah, our members in finance weren't very motivated, so because they can do like the real accounting and everything. And we just had to like think
fill an invoice and
yeah.
I know.
So that's why we just try to do it without members this year and see what's going to come after that. Yeah.
And all of you tackle invoices, right? All the invoices is tackled by your department in your LCs.
Guys are not so many invoices.
Yeah, it's normally all OGX and ICX is your job.
Yeah.
Not the department's job.
It will be easy since you are using Waves. Now you can track
Yeah.
easily.
You can just have a person who manages Wave, and that person can give access to people he or she needs to, and then it becomes easier.
Yeah, I found out you can do like collaborators.
Yeah, exactly. The first thing they explain is that.
Yeah.
So there's one person responsible, and then you choose whether the person will edit or only view or edit, and then have email accesses as well. So it's very easy to do all that now. Where were you 2 years ago?
Okay, we'll start with the standards.
Sure.
Can you remember the standards by heart? 6 standards? No need. They are in a nice document, so you don't need to.
Just go to nice.ec finance. Okay. So again, as this year, Asira already said that our focus is on implementing these standards in the LCs. A lot of LCs are not really up to date until now. So you need to really go to nice.ec, go to finance, download the checklist, see what you need to do, see where you're missing out on, read what the checklist needs, and just try to change the reality if it's different. Right? So implement all the standards in this term so people that come after you, they have an easier way to go through, so they can only focus on their goals for 18, 19. Okay. So basically there are 6 finance standards, 6 departments, not really, but 6 focus points for our department, you can say. Again, the basic things that you're already doing, I know, but there is still, what do you say? You don't really know what it comes under or why it's happening and stuff like that. So all this is explained on the website. Please go and read it. I really recommend you to take time and do this thing. Also download the checklist, make an Excel sheet, see what is going wrong and where you need to improve. Okay, so the 6 standards are, again, legality, accounting, reporting, budgeting, auditing, and sustainability. What finance department does on a daily basis is all these things, right? But there are some things that we need to follow, some things that it's like a kind of a rule book, you can say, that you need to follow and see that you're inside that and you're not. Okay. So we'll cover each of these standards one by one now and see what are the checklists that need to be followed in order to fulfill that standard. The first one is legality. Basically, obviously, you have to follow the laws of Belgium because you're operating in Belgium. You need to follow the global compendium. There are some things that are mentioned there, like looking at the blue book and stuff like that, Isaac Brand and this and that, you can't really waiver a lot from it. So that is something that you need to follow, following the national compendium, the membership criteria, and obviously following your own LC compendium. The things that you've written down, you really need to put them into reality. That is why what I suggest is every VP who comes needs to go through the compendium and see if you're really doing that thing in your LC. If not, just cut that out of the compendium because then it's wrong information that you're publishing out. Basically, these are the things that you need to do. Also, again, you can take legal advice and stuff like that, but yeah, we are really small entities, so we don't really go through that level, but MCs normally do that, or you have auditing done for this reason. Let's see the checklist then. Every MC and LC has to have a compendium. And that's obviously this. Legal representative inside the MC, basically, obviously, a representative, you can say, is the VP or the of finance and legal that is representing that department, or yeah, basically that's the person who is in touch with for this thing normally. Okay, is responsible for this. Then you have the global membership criteria. This is for the MC. This does not have to be followed by LC. So MC is more responsible for this, but LC is responsible for the national membership criteria. Then you have legal registration, your statutes that you publish as every time you have a new EB or you have change in your EB or whatever that's going on. So the legal registration is that. Tax status is defined again, the 3 monthly reporting that you have to do, the VAT number that you need. Otherwise, everything is illegal basically. Trademark registration, yeah, we changed our Isaac logo if you remember last year, if you guys have a clue about it. So that is something related to that. Contracts, again, all the contracts of DLC. Doesn't matter if you're appointing a manager, you're sending an EP, you're getting an intern, it doesn't matter, but it has to be your responsibility. All the contracts, the things that you put in the contract, the amount that you put, because I think last year when I did audit, I found differences in these things. So please make sure that you know what OGX is selling, because they will obviously, the EPs ask what is in the contract and what they have to fulfill. Just make sure that OGX doesn't give the wrong information out. It's wrong on our part if this happens, right? Because there's something else in the contract and then there can be issues regarding this. So everything that is in the contract, make sure that you know what it is, your members know what it is. Everybody who's responsible for this is completely aware of everything that's going on there, right? PD and sponsorship contracts, again, it comes under contracts. Any contract that you make for your LC, doesn't matter, you're doing it for a conference, you're going to a company, saying they're giving you money for a conference, you need a contract for that. Again, you're responsible for what goes into that contract. So make sure that it is aligned with your compendium, it is aligned with what is required. Try not to, make a lot of mistakes in there because it's important. Visa and professional legal advice. Visas, yeah, it's mostly for MC because a lot of, the MC is mostly taking care of it. But again, in parts of visa, as a CV said, we don't have any issues with the government because we already have that, collaboration. So we're not having that problem anymore. Legal advice, I don't think LC is legal advice, actually. Yeah, it's mostly MC that does, yeah, because you do.
No, we don't. We were
Yeah.
asked to maybe find someone for the, what do you call it? Advice board or? Yeah, yeah.
For BOA.
Yeah,
Board of
yeah,
Advisors.
Yeah.
Board of Advisors.
We were asked
Yeah.
to get someone with some legal knowledge, but yeah, it's difficult.
Even we are going to try this term to get one as an alumni maybe for
Yeah, something.
because there are some LCs we need to close down as well, like previous ones, Luxembourg, Limburg and all for legal process, but we need some person. So right now we don't have a professional legal advisor as a lawyer, but we are trying as well for BOA. So if you have any contacts, you can let us know. So.
Yeah, so for LC, it's basically you are your legal advisor. I can just say that you are taking care of everything and making sure that everything is right. Because again, Board of Advisors, they will more give advice on what is right and what is wrong more than going into it, right? So they don't go into it a lot. Because with my previous VP experience that I have, it was kind of that. You have a 3-hour Board of Advisors meeting, they have their documents, they give feedback on those documents and you're done. Or you share your plans and you're done. They just give advice on how to move forward, or there's a problem and a solution to that problem. But real legal advice, again, because even those people, they don't have a lot of time on their hands. So the best thing is that you take care of all the legal aspects of your entity. Okay, accounting. Wave is here. I don't need to talk more about it. You know what accounting is. we know your balance sheet, your income statement, your cash flow statement. Again, there are a few rules that we need to observe over here, but one thing that these people mention is that if, for example, VAT offices, sometimes they ask for your previous financial statements. So what you can do is save your financial statements as well as an Excel sheet or something on the computer. Later on, have access to these files. Maybe they already can on the software, but I'm not really sure if all this can be accessed for like 5-6 years ago. So just make sure that you have that somewhere in a folder or something.
I think in Belgium it's like 7 years.
Yeah, that depends on the local office.
Okay.
So it really depends from place to place, so that you can't say anything. Because I know for Brussels they usually ask 5.
Okay.
And I think I'm not sure. Yeah. So that's your call, and that's the point. Like if future people they need access to all these informations, they don't have to contact those people. You know, they have it somewhere in a folder that okay, these are my financial statements. I can use them. So this is something that we also call pipeline or a transition or a legacy or something that you are leaving something for those people so that they don't this when they come into this role. So they don't have to. Basically, they're not stuck at a point in time because these things have happened. Few LCs last year they got their VAT numbers. They had to go for their financial statements, but again they didn't get it. So it was very difficult to convince the office people that I don't have access to it. I don't know where it is. That happened just because you don't know when laws change, right? Again. Okay. So the checklist for accounting is very simple basically, and you achieve all of this with Wave anyway. The first thing that I would like to point out is this. Please, when you're making your chart of accounts in Wave, make it as per the GFP account. It's really easy to work with it. But if you're working with a different chart of accounts, it's double work for you. So it's better advised that you use that GFP budget template, take all the numbers from there, put it in a chart of accounts. Next, double entry bookkeeping system. Who knows how this works?
What?
System? Yep. What is that? Anyone who can explain that?
It's just normal people like you put in an income and then the other the balance sheet like in 2 sides. You put it on one side and one side.
So it has a debit and a credit, right? Yeah, and both have to be obviously the same. Okay. Yep. So you guys have an idea what double entry bookkeeping is. This you can do it in Wave as well. You can put journal entries in Wave. It helps you. I saw this video on the journal entries where actually Wave will tell you if it's not equal, and if there's some problem with the journal entry, they actually give you a warning, which is really helpful since now we had been doing it by hand and all. Okay, accounting principles. Again, who knows what this is? Nobody has a clue? Okay, if you have studied accounting, maybe you will have a clue about it. It's basically simple things that you have to take care of, that there is no double entry, there's no copy, again, you're not putting in the information twice. There's one information just one time. Then you're basically using the information, the chart of accounts that you have, and then creating your entries, not just randomly putting any ish out there. So these are just a few things that you need to keep in mind. It's just basic things. Obviously, you're not going to make these mistakes, but they have converted them into principles. And accounting, people who learn accounting have to study it. So yeah, that works. Alignment between accounting and budget. Again, over here, what you can do is put the accounts in your accounting, in your budget, and then work with those. So again, when you're making your planned budget, right? You will have expenses for traveling, you will have expenses for marketing and stuff like that. What you can do is already accounting system. So when there are changes in that, when you have your realized thing, you just need to put it under the code. If you understand what I'm telling you, just make sure that you're not confused where to put what information afterwards in your accounting, right? Financial statement should be generated once a year. I just told you, make a copy of this, download it. As soon as you have your copy at the end of the financial year, download the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. I don't know, have it somewhere on Google Drive, somewhere where people have access to it. It's something that needs to be done. It's a checklist, so you guys have to follow it. You have no option anyway. Requirement of accounting documents. Yep, receipts. Your receipts or invoices, anything that proves that this transaction takes place is your accounting documents, right? Again, for that, what you can do is create a Google Drive folder, something that just makes your life easy. Everything is in one place. It will smoothen your whole year, right? Yeah, again, this, like I said, Google Drive document or a normal folder in your computer. I don't know, whatever. Sure, everything is, how do you call it? It's online, not really online, but you don't have a paper messed up somewhere. It's there on your laptop, on your screen, right? So scan all the documents that you have, basically. Obviously, contracts after people sign, you need to scan them anyway. So you can have one contract copy and the normal one which people can print when they sign, and then you upload the EP or TM's contract, right? Yeah, those contracts, they also help for Expa, by the way. ICX and OGX, when they're using Expa, they use these contracts, so it's helpful for them as well. Reporting, right? Reporting, again, we are doing GFP reporting. You're doing monthly reporting. Last year I was doing monthly financial income and expense reports for investments. That is what I had done last year. Again, different kinds of things. Like, for example, when you're having your EB meeting, you will make a monthly report of what happened during the month in terms of your finances, and then give the EB advice on what they can do next in the next month and what they can improve on, what exactly happened. So EB knows where you're standing financially. So these are just reports that you generate so that you can know your financial position. Doesn't matter monthly, weekly, right? Okay. Checklist is just 4 things. So the first one is monthly reporting on executive budget of income and expenses. Your GFP report talks for this. Right now, we are going to convert into monthly anyway, so that's what it fulfills anyway. Then you have the reporting process. That will involve that your aligned with the GFP report. So that is a process in itself. That is what it talks about. Yeah. Financial statements. Again, obviously, you will use your financial statements to fill the reports, right? This is that checklist. So these are the things that are already doing, but they have just put it as something that people need to follow, basically. And storing the reports, yeah, you need to have a copy of these reports. Again, somewhere, somehow. What I would suggest is actually doing the monthly reporting with your EP. It's helpful. From personal EP experience, I would say. If you actually generate a monthly report and talk to your EB about it, then it's very helpful for them to push operations. Also, what you can discuss is investments that you can make. As you basically had more realizations than you'd planned for, you have more money in your account than you actually thought you would, right? So use that extra money to push exchanges for the upcoming months. Don't just leave it lying there. Okay? Want to add something somewhere? Okay, budgeting. Okay, budgets. You make budget for every small thing. You have budget for conferences. You have budget for your departments. You have budget for small events that you do, GX events, ICX events, whatever. So this is again something that you already are familiar with, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is a long list, literally long checklist actually. But I think you already will be I think you know most of these anyway. Okay. So, yeah, you need to plan budgets on a monthly structure. Now, that is something that I don't think we are really following. We don't have monthly budget. Or the budget that you make at the start of the year, it's divided into months. So I don't know if you refer to that or you really make separate budgets. I don't know. It really depends on you, how you want to do it, but just somehow have a thing for monthly budgets. Again, um, what else? Yeah, this includes your events and everything. So the planned budget that you make at the start of the year is really a great reference point for you for these monthly budgets. Okay. Yep, of course. If OJX says, okay, I'm going to do 6 so and so this year in this semester, I'm going to do 6 OGVs, for example, it's just a random example I'm giving. That you have to show it in your budget. Okay, so in terms of income, how much money will I get? Okay, if they start now, by November or December, I have to send these invoices, those realizations will be made. It's just a random example, so don't take it literally. So this is something that should show in your budget as well. So in November or December, I will show that I have maybe 3 OGVs and 3 in December, so something like that. But whatever OGX and ICX has planned, that is why your planning days are important. This is how you actually fill in your budgets and plan it, right? Approved by the board. Yeah. If you remember that had to be done when you before they have to send their budget in September. Sir, it's already done.
You mean for the term, right?
Yeah.
Not yet, they have.
Okay, so you still need to send your budgets. So it was already approved by the board?
Yeah, you had to send like an email from.
Yeah, you had to have a.
Yeah.
Okay. The timeline is different. I think that timeline also different because their timeline is different. Yes.
Could they be already approved?
Yeah, but it has
wasn't
to
enough
be
enough for now.
voted.
And
Yeah, there has to
the next
be a.
LCM we will.
There has to be a motion that shows that.
There's some have, but not every, because we didn't have.
Yeah, we are going to have an LCM also. So September.
Yeah.
Normally September was the deadline when you started. So
Okay.
maybe September should be fine, I think.
To approve the budget
Yeah,
with a GA.
with a GA, yes.
Okay.
And have that motion because you need to send that motion as a copy as well. So we know, so basically a Siri knows that it's approved and it's actually true. Right? Last year it was done as well. Okay.
Zeri, can you check for us if it's
Yes,
approved?
I'll send an email if we need closer to the deadline.
And when you have a first BOA, are you sharing that budget with them as well?
Yeah.
You are, right? When you have your first board of advisors meeting for the semester? As well, actually. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, budget is updated at least once per month. I don't know how this works. How often do you update your budgets?
At least once a month.
Yeah, obviously, because if you don't have those number of realizations, you need to change. You need to see where you can get that money from, where you need to spend less. Things like these that happen. So again, that is something that you already do. Yeah. This again, every semester you have your planning. Term is very short, so I don't know if you're gonna have replanning or no. I have no clue. But maybe just have an EB meeting in the middle of the term and check where you've reached, and then if you need changes for the next few months. So it's just like a point this year. Maybe you can follow because I don't think there's every semester anymore. So yeah. Okay. So if you have huge projects like conferences or international conferences or anything like that, which has more than 20% of more than 50% of the budget, actually the whole LC budget, you need to make a separate budget for it, which I think you You guys already know. So you need a separate conference budget, basically, or anything big that you organize. Mostly conferences, something that we do in Belgium. So new customer flow is implemented. I hope it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You don't need to explain that.
Budget, not in profit.
You don't have a budget and profit.
No, not this term.
What?
Yes.
And
You
yeah,
asked
Then that
for this,
is not good planning. Honestly, no.
Yeah, we
it's
know.
normal. I think for me as well.
No, but when you plan a budget, you should always try to have it in profit.
Yeah, it's in profit if you calculate it till June or July,
Mhm.
but not
You can till February, till end of January.
We missed the summer peak with the transition, and then
Right.
yeah, this term is
This
a bit
year
difficult.
it's gonna be a bit,
so
right,
it's
right,
hard
right,
to make
right.
some numbers and to be.
So I
agree.
hope you have something in mind in terms of that you can use, because people coming next year, they cannot start with a loss. It's really difficult for them to pick up. So just, I don't know, just build a good platform for them, before they start, because LCVPs, nobody wants them to pick an LC up, right? They should have a point where they can already continue from. It is in loss, it's okay, but just don't try
Like
to
roughly
go
how much
too
of a loss?
overboard.
Oh. 2K
What?
in an house.
What are you doing?
Yeah, but it's a really pessimistic budget. I planned 2, but we voted the pessimistic ones. The other one was just a little loss, but
You have the budget, right? We are going through the budgets as well in the evening, so
yeah,
we can check.
I will check later. But yeah,
Yes.
we
About it.
pessimistic budget this term. Oops.
It's fine. Like I said,
Yeah.
as long as you don't completely
Mhm.
fall or fail. But the only point is don't go overboard than 2.5K. Obviously, that's too much of a loss, and basically you use up all your money. Okay. Yeah, obviously, just, all the product prices are aligned. We have the same pricing system for all the products in every LC. That's what it basically says. And yeah, we just changed our financial model. So that just happened last year, right? So the affiliation fee before it was calculated in a different way. Now it's done in a different way because we even have more number of products compared to what we had the previous year. Not last year, but the year before, right? Okay. Clear until now? We finished 3, right? Yeah. Auditing. Basically, this is something that should take place every year, but it's kind of being followed, not being followed in Belgium, I can say. But auditing is basically when an external person comes to your LC, sees whether everything is going as per it should, whether you're following everything you have to, and if everything is proper, basically, obviously, you're not going haywire, because a lot of LCs are spending on not on exchanges but on parties, which is completely wrong. That should stop right away. So, things like these, yeah, and then those LCs complain of not having money. I'm sorry, it's your fault. So yeah, auditing is done on MC level as well every year. Like if they're using the software for invoicing, it's going to become easier for him, because I saw Michael sit for 8 hours in the office going through invoices in November, I guess. So yeah, I get where that's coming from. I think we're planning audits for this year.
Yes, we have to do one.
Again, this year we're planning audits. We have still not discussed on the checklist and everything. But I think we should keep it similar to last year, I guess, but I'm not sure. Maybe change it according to this. I don't know what we're going to do for that, but update you on what happens in terms of that, because it needs to happen before February for sure for all the LCs. Time is less, and we need to achieve a lot. So you guys need time preparing everything as well, right? So we will give you about few months time to prepare everything. Have 1 day of audit, one whole day. I don't know, maybe make a subcommittee, something. Just come up with something this year that works for every one of us. Yeah, the last year's results have not been announced anyway. Yep.
Yeah, I think with you.
Yeah. Anyway, unqualified external audit. Yeah, like I said, an external person comes in and checks all your finances and your legal stuff. Financial internal audit is basically that you sit down with your LCP and you see how the LC is doing, if everything going is right or no. That is an internal audit that you do for yourself as an LC, right? I don't know if all the LCs follow this, but I really have no clue. You did one with your LCP. Internally, you see the audit with an internal audit. This is different. This is when someone from outside will come to your LC. This is something that you need to do inside your LC.
Yeah.
So LCP is the best person because finance is equivalent to where they stand. So these two people are responsible in the end, with whom you can discuss your legal and financial status and actually have an audit, not really have an audit for yourself, but just what you're doing and whether you're doing things right. And if anything is going wrong, that person is going to give you advice or solution, right? That's an internal audit, basically. Number 5. Yep, sustainability. Yeah, again, it's important that are not completely in debt. Your bank balance is not minus 1,000 crores or something. Obviously, that's sustainability. Basically, you need to, in terms of finance, I would say, in terms of exchanges, what I would say is achieve 50 to 75% of your planned exchanges, if not full, especially for LCs not performing that well or people who need to pick up from scratch. Try to achieve at least half or 3/4 of what you have planned, right? Trying to be sustainable in terms of that as well. Yeah, all these definitions you can find this on the internet. I don't really have to read out what sustainability is. I'm not here for that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There are 4 points of sustainability that you need to happen. Number 3 is entity has a profit. Which is very basic, guys. When you're planning your budgets, plan it in profits, please. Okay. The first thing that they talk about is pricing of products. Obviously, the services that you sell and your fixed costs, right? So, for example, the service fee is a fixed cost. It's something that you will pay. If you do more exchanges, you will pay a bit less. But if you do less exchanges, you have to pay a higher amount for that. But that really depends. It is a fixed cost for sure because you kind of have to pay something or the other. So the price that of a product that we have, the 200 euros or 330 euros, and those prices, obviously they are higher than what your direct costs are. Direct costs are something that is directly related to it. You can't put transport and stuff like that in this. Those are your variable costs. Those are something that keeps on changing. Direct cost is something that it's fixed, that you have to basically pay. It's a lot of accounting, I know. It's clear, getting a bit confused. No? Okay, great. Yeah. Again, you can include a variable cost as well, and the price of a product should be clear. I don't think we need to discuss price of products because we have planned them based on these costs. Just make sure that you're not spending 2,000 euros for an IGT. You're not getting that much in return. If you have one intern from that event, you're in loss of 500 euros, right? This is how it works basically. You get the number 3. These are a profit for every budget that you make. Okay, yeah. This is something that was the focus last year for us to change in Belgium, because we dropped the biggest revenue event that we used to organize, and that is the job fair, right? So every LC that used to get revenue from job fair, you have to invest into your exchanges in order to get the maximum revenue out of it. Okay, every year the revenue that you get, your sponsorships and stuff like that, yeah, but that should not be a lot, the percentage or the this or that should not be more. You should focus on getting all your revenues from your exchanges. That's your core product. Oh yeah, this is something that nobody actually does. Nobody actually follows, but you need to calculate your core performance. That is your exchange income. Basically, like I said, it's greater than 0.7. So like I said, your sponsorship and stuff like that, you should not have more revenues from that compared to the revenues you have from your exchanges. This is what is a parameter to calculate it and see whether this is happening in your LC or not, right? Okay. Debt ratio again. Debt ratio is I don't know who's from a finance background or somebody who can explain to me what debt ratio is.
Oh yeah, so you have your total assets, that's the money on the bank that you have, and etc. But you can also have loans, and that's also your assets, and those are debts because you have to pay them back. So that's the debts on the total assets. So what you have, and how much percentage of the money that you have, or the thing that you have, that you have to pay back. But I don't think we have any debts, so.
No, we don't follow that way. So
to 0.
Yeah. Okay. Months of financial reserves. Obviously, every month you will have something extraordinary. Maybe you just did more exchanges. You spent less. So that is out of your planned budget. You will have that extra money that is there in your bank account. You need to keep track of, so you're not going way overboard with your money, right? Okay. Liquidity. Anybody knows what liquidity is?
Yeah. So how fast you can get your money. So for example, if you invest in long-term things, then you can't get it in cash when you need it.
Yeah. So what liquidity for companies or for us is basically how fast you will get your money. So when ICX and OGX, and when you basically are having your planning days and are sitting with your PPs of these two tracks, make sure that their plans are realistic and that flow of money will not, it not be hampered a lot. Because that is something that goes wrong most of the times. Okay. So this is something that you need to follow, keep track. I don't know what. Okay. Risk assessment and management. Yeah, that is basically don't go bankrupt. Don't be completely whitewashed, I would say. That is something that you need to see. Also in this, what comes under this is how much can you invest? How much can you push your LC? Even if you don't get the results this term, it's fine. But if the results come in the next 1 or 2 years, can you really afford that risk? Do you even have that money to invest right now so that you can get that back in this period of time, this amount of time, right? This is something that you need to think, you need to assess, you need to see if this investment is going to give me something ASAP, right? That's what you're hoping for. This is what, so yeah, basically don't go bankrupt and check how your investments will work. Just only make those investments which you really think are something. Like otherwise it's just a waste of money. It's a sunk cost. You can't get that investment back if you're really not getting anything out of it, right? Yeah. Ensuring a pipeline and fulfilling team standards. I just discussed, have all your reports, invoices, everything in a place where people in the future can access it. Team standards is again, you need a minimum of 3 members in your team and stuff like that. That is what I hope you guys know what team standards are. Yeah, no?
Just a quick reminder, maybe.
Yeah, so basically,
There are 3 pages
yeah.
3 components in each build. And you build performing like 9 altogether. There are 9 elements and the 3 components mostly.
One sheet.
Yeah, I see.
Okay. Yeah, all conferences that you are organizing this year. I don't know if you are, any of you, but make sure that they are not a huge loss. Just
That's why now we have national OC teams.
yeah.
This year we are planning to do it from MC side with national OCs, but we recently had the deadline for national OCs and there are 0 applicants. 0, so it's going to be a problem. We'll see at least in the next round whether people will
I
apply.
can for sure members actually. Okay, if you don't put conferences over here, maybe this year you can put events for yourself then. Yeah, just have on the spot. Obviously, you won't have a profitable event, I know. But if you're having an OGX event, at least make sure that you have 3 or 4 realizations out of it. Even if you spend 50 euros, just have some realizations out of that event so that it's sustainable for you, right?
How do you track this?
OGX does it for you. You spend, for example, you have a global volunteer event or maybe global talent, I don't know, some event you have for your LC, or you just have an OGX event in your university, for example. Let's say you have lunch and you have a whole day program and you have people coming in signing up. So when these people, when they sign up, obviously they will get access to Expa, they will choose the projects they want to go for, then they get matched, and then this is what OGX tracks. So when you get this from OGX that you need to send an invoice, that is when you know that the realization has happened, right? Because now you can only send invoices after the realization has actually happened, not before that. So you will know that there's a realization and you will know that this person had signed up in this time because they have the list of that, the OGX people. So it's very close working with that department and ICX as well if you have events for that. Obviously. Yeah. You need to work closely with finances, like.
Yeah, so we're not tracking this.
You will have to.
Yeah.
Okay. So education cycle for LCF is basically actually MC responsibility to have education cycles for like just, I don't know, webinars or something like that, like summits and stuff like that, just to give you information and to help you out with your doubts and, to make sure that you guys are really clear on what is going on and you're not confused and completely messed up. Okay. Yep, you're done. Any questions? Anything that you want to discuss? We have half an hour. Welcome to finance.
The things so I'd like to add on to these slides probably in reporting, I prefer if it's possible to have the budgets like in online spreadsheets. Anyway, you guys are using Excel for budgeting, right? Any other specific software. So you can have it maybe in a spreadsheet or online spreadsheet and share it with me. And you can just update it monthly basis. So whenever you're updating, I can track, so you don't need to send specifically. You have to send it separately, but monthly it will be easy for me to track as well. If there's something, it will be easier for you guys as well. I don't need to bother you asking information, so it's better if you can have some spreadsheet. Like same budget, you just have to convert into a spreadsheet. You can upload the Excel sheet to Google Drive, then it will automatically convert as a spreadsheet, so you can share it with me. And yes, in September, ideally there will be a member review. We are going to have it. We will be informed that prior to the LCPs and for the EBs. So it will be on September. For there, you will have to send your planned budget and the realized budget for the previous term as well.
those things will be again clarified when we are going through the compendium as well, because those are membership criteria. So when we are going through membership criteria, you can recall them back again. And yes, and about the sustainability, yes.
Everybody is published. Your EB has been published online. Everyone. Okay.
And if possible, keep like tracking these numbers, especially the sustainability levels, like how is your product profitability going on and your monthly reserves, because sustainability is like the key thing we need to focus on to achieve. You can have like tracking of those numbers as well, like side of your budget, some tracking of how much sustainability you are having in each levels. And debt ratios, yeah, I know it's I think 0 for every LCs. Yeah, it is. Yeah, as you explained, like how much of your debt can be covered from your current assets and the money you have. So it is ideally, I think it should be 0. But there is one is, I think ULB has a loan towards MC, so it will not be 0 for all the LCs as well. So yeah, that is and financial reserves. You need to have a calculation monthly. It's better you can have that also in the same spreadsheet as a different tab. You have the budget in the first tab, and the second tab you have your monthly reserves. You can track it. For example, for the last term, I have the numbers for actually Ghent and UA are doing well when it comes to sustainability months. They have around 43 months for Ghent and UA 32.59, and Leno you have around 9.5 months. That is also kind of okay, but there are entities like, for example, VUB, it's 2.41 and suddenly 2.5, 2 months of financial reserves they have. So that is kind of a risky situation. So when you guys are updating this information, I can like get to know those information pretty fast rather than something serious happen to those LCs. But I'll be definitely tracking those monthly reserves, because it is not that good situation to be in to have monthly reserves for 2 months, 3 months. Ideally, it should be around 6 months at least. But all three of you guys are doing even when I have 9 months, I said, right? Yeah. So that is okay. Previous amount.
We had the NTMS last year. It was about 20k euros. So maybe that you count this, because when for the sauna, I compute our sustainability, and it was also about 40 months.
40 months.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. This was the information I got from the previous time actually.
Yeah.
But
okay.
it's fine. Let's calculate them again. I want to calculate them individually with you guys, and then you can update me continuously on that spreadsheet, as I said.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is about the financial reserves, and other things. Liquidity is like how much cash you have. Liquidity means the cash assets mostly. So how fast. So usually IGT is kind of not that good when it comes to liquidity. Sometimes companies fail, like a lot of time to pay. That is why we are is to do more OGX mostly. That's one reason as well, because you have more cash then.
There also EPs run away.
Just even for MC side, like we have a lot of receivables to come from the companies. So we are struggling to do most of the payments unless we are getting the entity fees from the LCs. It's so difficult to like get money from those big companies. They are paying, not that they're trying to avoid paying that, but it takes time. But we can't go into courts and challenge them. It will cost more money. So we just have to wait. So when it comes to liquidity, IGT is not doing really well right now. And risk assessment and management, I'm trying to talk with other entities who has like better framework. AI is suggesting as well. They are searching for entities as well. Recently, they have suggested some framework used by Isaac in Peru. They have suggested it to AI as well. So that is what AI is working on right now. Implement it to us as well. And the pipeline, I was talking in the beginning as well. I need people from this entity for sure. I hope you guys will help with that. And conferences will do from MC side, but for that also we need support from LCs. Because MC, we have just 9 VPs. We don't have any other members under us to have OCs. So we need people from LCs to have this national OC. So far we had like zero, not even a one person applied. So it is like kind of really sad. So we hope in the second round there will be applicants. We are doing 4 conferences as well. So definitely we need people to have those conferences, especially we have this CVP finance position as well. So I hope at least we can find some person from your LCs for that position. Yes, an education cycle. Yeah, I'll be managing. I'll try to meet you guys as more often as possible when you're free.
About the OC, national OC, does the MC will have an eye on the team, or it will be the LCs?
I think all the
Okay.
whole OC will be, yeah,
Okay.
it will be all tracked by MC. Mostly the conference manager will be in touch with the OC. So he will play mostly like a second OCP role, mostly the conference manager. So OC will be totally tracked from MC side. But we need it to be a national LC with like participation from all LCs.
But
Yes.
an OC experience is really the best thing you can give your members, honestly. It really challenges them to think themselves. You're not someone who's point A to point B. They have to take care of the whole conference themselves with the budget planning and everything, the keeping the receipts and stuff like that. It is a lot of work plus on conference days work and stuff like that. So experience that, try and push your members to have this. If it's national this year, then yeah.
You're like you need to have your 100% commitment at least during the last month when there's a conference. But we have like 4 conferences, so MC dedicates around 6-7 months for conferences only. Half of the times are like doing conferences, so that is gonna be hard. That won't work out. So we definitely need like good OC from LCs. So we hope that in the second round they'll send some good people for these OCs. And also, as I said, we are going to open NST applications pretty soon. For that also, we are members, a lot of good applicants. Yes, so this is about the standards. After the lunch break, we can go through the compendium. We'll try to go through most of the chapters as possible, but it has around 80 pages, the currently voted and finalized one. That document I shared with all 3 of you, so we can go through it, but we'll try to mostly go through the finance part first, and then the other membership criteria, then the OD model, and then we'll try to cover the rest. So before getting bored, we'll try to finish the finance part first in the compendium as well. Okay, so that's it. Now you can have your lunch break, please.
Is there something you're buying?
We'll see. I'll check with the other people's. I'll let you know. Okay.